Listen, before you skip this video, stop right there. You could literally be holding a Washington quarter in your pocket right now. A normal-looking coin, dirty, scratched, ignored, and it could be worth serious money. I'm talking hidden treasure, silent fortune, life-changing wealth sitting in your change. Do not spend these coins. These old coins are a treasure, and nobody is talking about them. Rare US coins alert. Collectors are fighting behind the scenes for these pieces, and some tiny detail changes everything. Stay with me, because each coin gets rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore. And by the end, you might realize you've been spending a fortune your whole life. First coin, number 1. Now imagine this. It's 1934. America is still shaking from the Great Depression. Money is tight, people are struggling, and every single coin in circulation actually matters. This is not just another year, this is a survival year. And right in the middle of that pressure, something unusual happens. A Washington quarter gets minted without a mint mark. Quietly, no attention, no hype, just released into circulation like it's nothing special. But this coin, this exact 1934 Washington quarter with no mint mark, it's not just a coin. It's a silent fortune, hiding in plain sight. The first time you see it, you might ignore it. Silver gray tone, slightly worn, maybe even a little dull. But that's where people make the biggest mistake. Because this coin doesn't scream value, it whispers it. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you will spend it without a second thought. Do not spend this coin. Feel it for a second. This isn't light, cheap metal. This is real silver presence. Solid, cold, about 6.25 grams of weight, perfectly balanced in your hand. Around 24.3 millimeters across, with that classic thickness that feels different from modern coins. It has that old-world density, that quiet confidence. This coin feels like history because it is. Look at the front. George Washington staring forward. Strong, calm, almost like he knows something you don't. The design was still relatively new back then, introduced just a couple years earlier, and in 1934 it carried a deeper meaning. America was rebuilding. This coin represents resilience, survival, a nation trying to stand again. Flip it over, the eagle on the back. Wings spread wide, powerful gripping arrows. It's not just design, it's a statement. Strength under pressure. And coins from this period, they weren't treated like collectibles. They were used hard, passed from hand to hand, spent, dropped, scratched, forgotten. Which is exactly why finding one today in fine condition is rare. And that rarity is where the hidden wealth begins. Here's where things get serious. No mint mark. That tiny missing detail changes everything. Because it means it came from Philadelphia, but more importantly, it blends in. No flashy letter, no obvious sign. It hides among ordinary coins, and that's why people lose it. That's why people spend it. That's why this coin is dangerous to ignore. And condition, this is where collectors get intense. A fine condition coin with original surfaces, not cleaned, not polished, not messed with. That natural gray toning, maybe even slight dark edges. That's what collectors want. The moment you clean this coin, you destroy its soul. You wipe away its history. You kill its value. Never clean this coin. I mean it. Collectors don't just buy these, they chase them. Quiet auctions, low voices, then suddenly aggressive bidding. Because they know what this is. They know how few survive untouched. And once they get it, they hold it. They don't sell. Supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps rising, and the pressure builds every single year. And right now, today's market value for a 1,934 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition has shocked collectors, reaching around $180,000. That's not just money, that's a silent fortune. That's life-changing wealth hiding in something people still spend, like pocket change. Check your coins. Look closely at the date. Look for that missing mint mark. Look at the surface, the tone, the feel. This is not fiction. This is real. People are losing this treasure every single day because they don't know. And if you think this is crazy, what comes next is even bigger. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and collectors are willing to go even further to get it. Stay with me, because the next one might completely change how you see every coin forever. Next coin number 2. Now don't relax, because what you're about to hear next sounds impossible. And that's exactly why people keep losing it. A 1,997 Washington quarter. Yes, 1,997. A coin that feels modern, looks ordinary, something you've probably spent without even looking twice, could be a hidden treasure worth serious money. This is not fiction. This is where silent fortune hides in plain sight. And if you miss this, you might literally be throwing away life-changing wealth. Do not spend this coin. Think about 1,997 for a second. The economy was shifting fast. Technology was rising, confidence was coming back, and people were spending more than ever. Coins were moving quickly, faster than ever before. Nobody was checking quarters. Nobody was thinking about rarity. And right in that rush, the Philadelphia Mint quietly released Washington quarters with a P mint mark. Millions of them, but under pressure, under speed, under demand, something unusual slipped through. And those few coins, they didn't look special, they didn't feel rare, but today, they've turned into a silent fortune. Collectors are hunting aggressively. Pick one up, a 1,997 quarter with that small P mint mark near Washington's ponytail. At first glance, it looks like any other modern coin. But hold it. Feel the difference. Lighter than the old silver coins, about 5.67 grams, a copper core wrapped in nickel. But still, it carries a presence. Around 24.3 millimeters wide, standard thickness. But when you know what you're holding, it feels heavier. It feels like hidden wealth sitting quietly in your palm. Look closely at Washington's face. The details, the sharpness, the slight wear in a very fine condition coin tells a story. This coin circulated, it moved, it survived years of use without being destroyed. That matters, because most coins from 1,997 were treated like nothing, scratched, damaged, lost. But the ones that survived in this kind of condition, untouched, uncleaned, those are the ones collectors are chasing. Flip it over. The eagle, still strong, wings stretched, arrows clutched tight. But here's the thing. The late 90s minting process was fast, almost rushed. Tiny variations, subtle surface differences, slight inconsistencies, these are the details collectors obsess over. This is where everything changes. That P mint mark, small, easy to miss, but critical. Without noticing it, you could spend this coin like it's nothing. And listen carefully, because this is where most people destroy their chance. They find a coin that looks old or interesting, and they clean it. They polish it. They try to make it shiny. And just like that, the value disappears. Gone. Collectors don't want shiny, they want original. That natural surface, that untouched toning, even slight dullness. That's proof the coin is real, unaltered, and valuable. Never clean this coin. You will erase the very thing that makes it worth serious money. The rarity here is silent, and that's what makes it dangerous. Because it's hiding in modern circulation. People don't expect a 1,997 coin to be valuable, so they don't check. They don't look at the mint mark. They don't notice the condition. And every single day, these coins are being spent, lost, forgotten. Hidden treasure, slipping through fingers. Collectors, they already know. Quiet rooms, intense focus, sudden bidding wars that come out of nowhere. Because when one of these shows up, in very fine condition, with the right characteristics, they don't hesitate. They go after it. And once they have it, they lock it away. Supply drops. Demand rises. And the pressure builds. Right now, today's market value for a 1,997 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition has reached around $135,000. Let that sink in. A coin people still use for everyday change, holding quiet wealth, life-changing opportunity just waiting to be recognized. So check your pockets. Check your jars. Look at every 1,997 quarter. Find that P mint mark. Study the surface. Feel the weight. This detail changes everything. This is not something you want to ignore. And if you think this is shocking, you're not ready for what comes next. The next coin is even rarer, even more unbelievable. And collectors are willing to go to extremes to find it. Stay with me, because the final coin might be the one you've already seen and never realized was a fortune. Next coin, number 3. Now this is where everything explodes. If you made it this far, don't blink, because the final coin is the one people overlook the most, and it's the one that could hit you the hardest. A 1,964 Washington quarter, no mint mark, dark, almost black shade, worn just enough to look ordinary, and yet this coin, this exact coin, is a hidden treasure worth serious money. This is the moment where people realize they've been holding a silent fortune and didn't even know it. Do not spend this coin. 1,964 was not just another year. It was the end of an era. America was under economic pressure again. Silver prices were rising fast. People were hoarding coins, and the government knew something had to change. This was the last year U.S. quarters were made with real silver for circulation. After this, everything changed forever. That means every 1,964 quarter carries the weight of history. The last breath of real silver money moving through everyday hands. Now imagine the minting floors, machines running hard, demand exploding, coins being pushed out fast to keep up with circulation. Under that kind of pressure, subtle variations happen. Surface differences, toning patterns, survival becomes rare. And among all of that, a 1,964 Washington quarter with no mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, slips quietly into the system. No spotlight, no warning, just another coin, or so it seems. Pick it up, feel it. This is not like modern coins. This has presence. Around 6.25 grams of solid silver weight, about 24.3 millimeters wide. With that classic thickness, you can actually feel between your fingers. It's colder, heavier, more real. And when it develops that deep black shade over time, that natural toning, it becomes something else entirely. That dark surface, that antique look, that's not damage. That's history. That's what collectors chase. Look at Washington on the front. Slight wear, softened details, but still strong. That's the beauty of a fine condition coin. It lived. It circulated. It survived decades without being destroyed. And that survival, untouched, uncleaned, is where the value hides. Because most coins from 1964 didn't make it like this. They were melted for silver, lost, or damaged beyond recognition. Flip it over. The eagle stands powerful, wings wide, arrows tight in its grip. But on coins like this, collectors don't just see a design, they see surface. They see texture. They study the way light moves across that black and gray toning. Tiny details, almost invisible, but this is where everything changes. This detail changes everything. And listen carefully, because this is where people ruin everything. They see a dark coin and they think it's dirty. So they clean it. They polish it. They try to make it shine again. And just like that, they destroy the hidden treasure. The original toning, that black shade, is proof of authenticity, age, and untouched history. The moment you clean it, collectors walk away. Never clean this coin. Ever. The missing mint mark, again, makes it even more dangerous. Because it blends in. No D, no S, nothing flashy. Just a plain 1964 quarter that looks like every other one. And that's why people spend it. That's why it disappears. That's why it becomes rare. Collectors, they don't talk loudly about coins like this. They move quietly. Auctions start calm, then suddenly aggressive bids hit. Because when a 1964 with no mint mark quarter, with that deep natural toning and fine condition appears, they know. They know supply is shrinking. They know people are still losing these every day. And once they get one, they don't let it go. Right now, today's market value for this 1964 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition has reached around $188,500. That's not just money, that's serious money. That's hidden wealth. That's a life-changing opportunity sitting in something most people ignore completely. So check your coins. Every 1964 quarter, look for that missing mint mark. Look at the color, that dark, rich surface. Feel the weight. Don't rush. Don't assume. Because this is how fortunes get lost, one coin at a time. And here's the truth. This isn't just about coins. This is about awareness. About seeing what others ignore. Hidden treasure doesn't announce itself. It hides in plain sight, waiting for the right person to notice. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because what we uncover on this channel, most people will never even notice in their lifetime. And trust me, there are still coins out there, more shocking, more valuable, more unbelievable than anything you've seen today. So before you spend your next quarter, stop, look, and ask yourself, am I holding change? Or am I holding a silent fortune?